I feel like as a dad, I sometimes miss the season that I asked the universe to bring me because I'm already looking towards the next, right? And that statement is something that I often am thinking about. Today's video is going to talk about what do we love this season in fatherhood? What do you love about this season as a dad? Like, what is it that really lights you up in this particular season of fatherhood? This is actually a prompt in my 365 Dad Mindful Fatherhood Journal that has 365 prompts that I created based off of my own experience as a dad. How many times have your children done something and you're like actually shocked about it, right? And you're like, wait, what? When did he know how to do that? When did she know how to do that? I'll give you an example of my current life. So I have a 13-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. My 13-year-old boy is still in this phase of, like a child. He hasn't hit his full puberty stride yet. He's almost 6'1". He's in the 8th grade. He's a tall kid, but he's really a little kid at heart based off of his mannerisms, right? Very emotionally intelligent kid, very understanding and creative and talented, all the things, right? But he's still like a little kid at heart. And sometimes I find myself wanting him to not be that way, right? So I'll give you an example. There are times when we will pull up to a park and he is running to the slides just as fast and just as excited as his sister that's 10 years younger. And I used to always, I'm like, Caleb, come on, man. Like, look at the sign, you can't be over 12. And I used to always make him feel bad for that childlike excitement until I actually realized, I'm like, wait, I can't rush this season, because what's going to happen? He's no longer going to be that way. And I'm going to wish that he was. And so I'm learning to embrace this season of fatherhood with my son. I'm learning to embrace, like, what? As he's growing and becoming more independent in certain ways, I can't rush that process. I have to fully embrace and embody what's happening right now with him. And I think we often miss that. I remember the first time my daughter put her shoes on correctly on the right feet without guessing. And what was I doing before that? I was just always putting them on her feet for her. And when did I miss that she actually doesn't need my help with that anymore? These are little things I think about. Like, when did I miss that? You ever see your child do something and you're just like, whoa, wait, what? When did they not need my assistance with that anymore? And the reason why you missed it, the same reason why I missed some of these things, is because I'm actually looking past that, right? So instead of me really taking it in and being fully present when she does something as simple as these are unconscious acts, right? These are habits that we just do. Oh, put your shoes on. Come on, hurry up, put your shoes on. And we are already moving on to the next thing. My son has a basketball tournament and I'm trying to get the kids ready. I'm just telling my daughter, hurry up, put your shoes on. I'm telling him, get ready. In my mind, I'm not here. In my mind, I'm not in the process of them getting ready as young adults. I'm in the process of, we need to be on time, and I'm already in the car. I'm in the house, but in my mind, I'm already in the car driving to the destination. That's not being mindful. We live a busy life. I get it. You're here, you're there, you're here, you're there. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. I totally understand. But we can be accountable and we can say that we can be more mindful in some of these small moments. Now, if I was more mindful of this season of fatherhood, I would have realized that, whoa, for the last 2 weeks, the last month, my daughter literally has not needed me to put her shoes on correctly on the right foot. She's developed and she's realized what foot is which foot. I missed that. And it may sound small, but over time, these micro moments that we miss, they add up. I often tell the story of when my son, this was some years ago, he's playing in a basketball game and, his shoe was untied or something. So the referee has to kind of stop the game for him to tie his shoes. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh man, like, am I going to have to run out there? Is his mom going to have to run out there? And he just tied his shoelace and kept it going. And in that moment, I sat on the sidelines and the first thing I said to myself was, whoa, when did I miss that he was able to do this? When did I miss that? right? And it's important to think about these things because we miss so many things in our children's lives because we're already on to the next thing. You know, I'm missing some of his small micro development as a basketball player because I'm already thinking about, oh, when he gets to high school, is he gonna play on varsity as a freshman? Is he gonna start on JV? Or my mind is turning, and his mind isn't even turning like that. He's in the moment, he's enjoying it. But my mind, I'm just spinning and spinning with all these different possibilities, and I'm not able to really see, look at this wonderful development in this sport that this kid has dedicated essentially his life to. Look at how far he's come. I sometimes miss that. I remember I took him to this workout, this one-on-one private workout with a guy that we go to, and the first time I took him there, the guy was basically showing my son, these are the moves you need to do. And I'm not gonna lie, I sat in that chair and I said, oh, this is gonna be scary, right? I'm like, I don't think he knows how to do that. And sure enough, he gets the ball and shut me up. He's doing combinations upon combination upon combo moves that I had no idea that he was capable of doing. And I bet you if I just paid a little more attention during the work that we do together, I would easily realize that these are things that he would be able to do, right? But what am I doing? Probably I'm already thinking about the next thing. We have a workout together from 1 to 2, but I'm already worrying about what am I going to make for lunch for the children after this is over with, right? So the main part about this video that I want you to understand is try to learn from these experiences that I'm telling you to really embrace the season you're in right now as a dad. And that can look different for all of us. Right now, I'm in a season of fatherhood where my son is growing as an independent young adult while still being very much a kid at heart. And I need to not rush that process. That's my season right now. When it comes to my daughter, the season I'm in is actually the same but different because she's growing and she's doing things that are more independent, and I have to learn to let go of them. Like, I have to learn to stop clinging to the things I would always do for her. And she reminds me all the time, like, Dad, I'm not a baby, right? And I'm stuck on her being a baby and her wanting my help and needing my help, and I'm not giving her the space to blossom, right? And I need to do a better job at that. So with her, the season that I need to embrace is also one of growth, of she's evolving, she's trying new things, she's learning new things, and I have to just put the control to the side, put the wanting to be needed to the side, and I have to embrace that my children are actively growing and they are actively thinking for themselves, and I have to embrace that. That is the season of fatherhood that I need to embrace, and it's the season of fatherhood that I need to love, and I need to think about, what do I love most about this season? You know, if I were to answer that question based off of everything I just said, I would say what I love most about this season of fatherhood for me is, when it comes to my son, is teaching me to be more present for the small things, and my daughter, be more mindful and be more present for the little micro moments, and watch them and love them through that. And it's also teaching me, what I love is, be okay with detaching. Be okay with taking a step back so they can blossom. You know, there's a thing, you can actually overwater a plant, right? You can actually give a plant too much water. So think about that when the next time, you know, you just want to cling to being needed as a father and your children are in this growth stage. Think about that. You can actually overwater a plant, right? So hopefully that's helpful for you. If this was beneficial, think about sharing it with a fellow dad. If you want more resources, I have the 365 Dad Journal here. I also have a inner child and shadow work guide for dads. And please think about subscribing to my newsletter, The Inner Journey Dad. See you next week.